What's up, you useless fuck?
Drink! 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 Hi guys. What's up? Hi. It's good to see you. We are resuming D&D today. We will get into the what you missed last session soon, but I'm excited for you guys to see it. It's gonna be a really good time, and it's gonna be a lot of drama. Hi Jaeger. Let's see. We had Jaeger get first. I know I saw that. And then we had Apple and Jaeger and Shades check in. Hi guys, thank you for the Hydra storybook. Even though you can't hear me, you'll hear me in like 2 seconds. It's fine. But yeah, today we're resuming D&D. Our D&D sessions are actually good point. While you talk about that, I'm gonna do this and pin it. Our D&D sessions, as you guys know, I am not super vocally responsive to chat because I have to pay attention to what's happening in the stream, which is totally fine. I will respond in chat as I can, so just remember. I absolutely will have fun with the shiny click clack math rocks. Hello. The way the map just changed. But at the end of last session, we ended up splitting the party, so we're gonna have to figure that out, and it's gonna be an interesting time. There's a lot of drama to be had, so I hope you guys are prepared. I'm gonna undeafen.
Mates.
I'm back.
Oh,
Nowadays,
hello.
so
I'm back as well.
Oh my goodness, yo.
Everyone's back.
Hello.
Guess who's back?
Guess so.
Supermarket
back
simulator.
again.
Back again.
Yeah, they did have a big update recently.
Oh, I gotta show the owl bear.
show the bear.
There he is.
But-
The
There
baby.
he is.
It's D&D time. Last week was very wild.
Uh-huh.
It was whoo boy.
Mm-hmm.
mean?
There was a lot.
I know. What do you mean? Nothing crazy happened. Not at all.
Oh, I beg
never
to differ.
It's
Like,
fine.
you guys,
Ace is
you
right
know,
here with us. It's fine.
Yes.
No,
Yeah.
He's
Yeah,
not.
that's
Stop.
give him
He's
back.
not.
but,
Give him back now.
last week, what happened was you guys traveled quickly towards Fire to find Cavred or the Kitsune. And you guys do eventually find him as the sun sets and the full moon starts to rise. Well, no, new moon starts to rise. Is it full or new moon? I cannot
New.
remember.
I think you said new.
I keep forgetting.
It's a new moon.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
I see
Um,
the new moon
it's one of the two. But you guys find him right as he disintegrates to your party.
Three.
Three.
Yeah, because you disintegrated Kin and Iris and Owen.
Oh.
Right?
Huh.
Am I wrong?
Yeah, it was everybody
You're
but
not
the like false.
Yeah, it was everybody but the two
Yeah.
who just became statues, basically.
Yeah. And you guys proceeded to fight him in hopes of finding or helping Kevred fight him off.
I
as
mean, one of us wanted to help Cabaret.
Tee-hee.
if one of you wanted to help. In the end, you guys managed to get him down, and there was a lot in regards to that ending with trying to kill him, trying to not, and in the end, he was taken by Nassim, and you guys turn around and find that Ace has wandered off. We will start with Ace's side of everything. Ace, you have wandered off after seeing the person you view as a mother essentially die, and then a brand new one, except like double the height, run up and start fighting. This leaves you incredibly confused of everything going on. And then as you're walking and running away, you at first have an I don't have a tongue. Thanks. You feel as if there is an accompanying force at your side. Quite warm and gentle, And at one point in your retreat, the world around you is very, it doesn't feel right anymore. It doesn't feel like where you were before. It's warped and the features make it feel like you're running in circles. But this warm energy next to you finally very gently reaches out, and you now have um a very motherly, maternal energy. It feels as if your hand is being held. I have to find it. We have to zoom in to you over here. Ah, that's not what I want. There, yeah, you're just wiggling around over there. And this maternal energy to you resembles a very tall woman, um, very dark skin, very dark hair, and bright forest green eyes. Um, oh, it's Stall, so not Iris. um, and very large, kind of like stag horns protrude from her forehead, from behind, like a crown of flowers that, um, wrap around the back of her head. For now, but just walks at your side. Though something inside of you finds this presence incredibly familiar. It's up to you now.
Up to me to do what?
What do you do as you're running?
Um, like, does he question it, or am I still running, or what do you mean?
Kind of what's his response to this new energy that's coming up next to him, running with you and seeking to offer comfort in the form of like a mother's held hand.
I think Ace would honestly just kind of stop running and just kind of stare at her, more so like questioning who she is and why she's walking with him and why he knows her.
As you come to a stop and turn to look up at her, she kind of like looks down, and a very, very warm smile crosses her face. And she does get down a bit, so she's more eye to eye with you. Um, and just ever so gently, um, speaks with a very low and 1 second.
No,
Hold
you're
on,
fine.
hold
I'm
on.
sorry. I thought I was muted.
That pissed me off. Um, as I was saying, she speaks with a very just low and tender voice and just goes, "You're quite confused, aren't you?"
Ace nods very gently, like his face is stained with tears going down his face.
And she reaches forward and like the bottom of his face is cupped in like two very warm hands, and like she uses her thumbs to wipe away tears, and like fixes his bangs a little bit and then like puts her hands back down and she goes, "It's been a very long time since one of my own has called out to me with their very heart, much like this. You're hurt. You're scared. And I don't want that for my children." Who Who's hurt you, my child?
Ace kind of looks back to the forest in which he came from and doesn't know the name of the person that hurt him or hurt all of his friends. He just points in
And
response.
she like glances back in that direction and sighs out and she's like, "Knowledge seekers and their folly. It's not the warmest spot for those of tender heart, much like yourself. And you're still so young." One second. It's off. Sorry, someone keeps calling me. Friggin'
Rude.
trying to be out here doing good DM stuff.
You're doing great. Very proud of you.
Um, she stands up and very gently takes his hand and, "You have not even grown into yourself yet, and you've already started experiencing such vicious and cruel viciousness and cruelty, and my heart yearns for you. You do not yet know who or what you are, do you?"
Ace shakes his head very solemnly.
"Would you like to know?"
He looks up, never having really thought about it before, because he's always been worried about others over himself, and he takes a second but nods his head.
"Then I will show you. Give me 1 second. Oh my god, I cannot type today, apparently. There. She turns and you see kind of a very warm, kind of like orangish red glow kind of surround her being as she walks. And at one point she kind of like swipes her hand in front of her and it almost looks like the air in front of her ripples like water. And she like pushes her hand forward and it almost looks like she's opening a curtain into a different into a different to look outside into what's not in front of them. It doesn't look like the forest you were just in. Um she kind of like ducks under what she just did and helps guide Ace through. Um and she and you still are in a forest. It just it's not as it feels like nature and warmth, and it doesn't feel like whatever you were just in that sought to confuse you. Um, and as she walks, she lets out a very soft sigh. It's like, I have very few children who remember me, one of which is my very first creation, a man of great renown at some point who was a vicious lover and a very good father to his own children. And through him, I gifted the ability to give gifts of strength and the ability to hone one's nature so deeply within themselves. And through this is what many nowadays refer to as werewolves came to be. And from the werewolves, people still receive the very soul and essence of a beast. That is what you have, my child. You have the uncanny ability to change, do you not? To create a new form to defend yourself, to defend others, correct?
He nods slightly.
Yes. And that's just, and like, they're different. They're not all the same as of yet. And that's very normal for one such as you, who is young and has not been guided through the coming of age process. But I could never leave one of my own to do this alone. You are one of those who is very dear to me. You may not know from whom you descend or from whom you earned these powers, but I will, if you want, reveal that as well. It's not truly as important to you gaining the ability to control your powers, but I know for many it is very important to know from whence they came. Would you like to meet your mother?
His eyes kind of widen as like this was what had started the whole thing, and he kind of grips her hand a little tighter. He doesn't say yes and he doesn't say no, because he's not sure if it'll bring more heartache.
And she rubs the back of his hand and brings her other hand so she has two hands cupping the one, and she's like, "You do not have to say yes if you are worried about the pain. I know it is hard for many to deal with losing family, and I can only imagine. I saw the fight. That creature is very cruel, and he was after something you have no control of." And she kneels down again now that they're in a safer area that's not this apparently warped forest that you were in before. And she while still holding his hand, just taps his chest where his heart beats and goes "He was after this right here. He wanted your heart. Because he knew, as many who seek such a thing, that a beast's heart and soul is a very powerful ingredient. It can be used for great amounts of tragedy, or it can be used as strength, because the gift that I gave Beast was that no matter the trials or tribulations they come across, they will always know how to love very fiercely, and they will know how to guard just as brutally. That is what you are, that is what you have. No matter the pain you endure, no matter your choices and who you choose as family, your heart right here will be in tune with you to make sure they are well loved and taken care of. And that is the gift I gave to you. That is what it means to be from, well, me. And she takes both of his hands very gently and is rubbing the backs of his hands, just trying to still soothe any pain he may still be feeling. "Tell me, young one, do you know who I am?"
Yes.
"You do?"
He nods slightly. But he he looks at her and says, "I don't know your name, but I know who you are."
That's how many come to find me. I will tell you my name. Many call me matron. Many will refer to me as the Willowing Creeks, or many will refer to me within the flowering fields. But the name that I am most known as is Rendella. And I am the goddess who has created you just the way you are.
Spell her name.
Rendella.
That's some weird wind we just got.
What was she the goddess of again?
She's the goddess. She is the matron of Isandr, Mother Earth, or the goddess of childbirth.
Okay, thank you. Look, I gotta be a good note taker. Okay, I'm trying.
No, you're fine.
It's not just silly gifs.
I'm sorry, what are GIFs?
Thank you. Thank you,
They're
Snow.
moving pictures, and it's actually the way that the creator of GIFs pronounces it. So I really
That's
don't want to
cool.
fucking
They
hear
can
it.
be wrong.
Terraria.
Give me 1 second.
I'm gonna create something and make it be pronounced wrong and spelled a completely different way.
You mean every single D&D character name or every single fantasy romance genre book name?
I don't read that genre, but sure.
You don't know how hard it has been writing a fantasy book and being like, okay, I need to make sure this is pronounced. But I'm also the type of person who has a spelling disorder, and I'm like, I need them to be pronounced like they're spelled.
Yep.
That word is spelled
But-
GIF, so
Okay, but I didn't
Sorry.
make that word, so.
I'm sorry.
This is very amusing to me.
Look, I'm not gonna fight about how people pronounce things with different accents, so
Yeah, that's fair. 1 second.
people who are not from the South can call pralines by the wrong name. It's fine.
Did you just say?
They're pralines, thank you.
Pralines.
They're pralines. As
I
someone
still
who
don't know
was
what this
How do you
basically
say
half raised
pecan?
in the South, they're pralines. Just like
Pecan.
it's crawfish.
Pecan.
Pecan.
No, it's not pecan.
I've
It's also not a roof or ornery.
roof?
It's ornery. Thank you.
Okay. Do you say crick or creek?
Henry.
Creek.
I say
Crick.
crick.
It's
I
correct.
hate it here.
Are y'all okay?
I genuinely
No.
say crick.
No,
I
question.
mean, it's
how do
fine.
you-
I more say this like
Mischievous.
jokingly.
In
because-
chat, I need to know how you all pronounce
Okay.
that word right now.
Mischievous.
No shush, Snow. I know how you pronounce it. I need to know how you all pronounce it, and that's going to determine our friendship.
Which one?
In chat, in Twitch chat right now.
No, which word?
I just typed it.
Mischievous.
The
I'm
M
not
word.
going to pronounce it because I'm not going to influence
Oh.
you.
So I say mischievous.
Okay.
But mischievous is if you're an evil scientist.
Yeah, I don't
Well,
say mischievous.
see, the thing
That
is-
sounds weird.
mischievous would have to be the I is after the V.
And that's
so
not
it's
how the word is
mischievous.
spelt. It's mischievous. I was going to say,
Exactly.
Mhm.
correct, you all pass. We can stay
Well,
friends. Anyway,
I
let's move
mean-
on.
God, you know my last name. The I is before the E, but the E sounds is prominent.
I mean, my last name doesn't have an A because it's Scottish, but it's pronounced with an A. So
Hey guys, how do you pronounce that one town in Kentucky?
what?
Which
What? I don't know any towns in
Louisville?
Kentucky.
Yeah.
Thank
Huh?
you. It's
Louisville?
Louisville.
Well, yeah, you don't pronounce the S.
Yeah,
It's just like
Louisville.
not. It like. How do you say the capital of Louisiana?
I don't know the capital of Louisiana.
Squints.
Baton Rouge.
Oh, is it Baton Rouge? I almost said
Rouge.
New Orleans.
Oh.
That's even better.
Nolans.
Baton Rouge.
Yes. Okay.
I was
like-
Yes. Storybook got them
Baton
both
Rouge.
correct. Yes.
No, it's
Ugh.
okay. I mean, like, as I said, I personally make sure all of my, like, character names have all of the letters in them that you say because I have a spelling disorder. Like, there is a town nearby where I live spelled Despères because it's French, and I called it Des Perez. But it's not called Des
Depere?
Perez, it's Depere.
Yeah.
But I was also 6, so...
That's like DESMOINES, which is another town
Anyways,
that's also
we've
French.
got all
That's
these-
what I did.
Yeah.
Anyway, we can get back to D&D. Sorry. No.
Okay,
Oh my
sorry.
god. I forgot where the fuck I was.
She had just introduced herself as the matron or Rendella, goddess of childbirth.
Yeah, yeah. Fine. Fine. But yeah, she introduces herself as Rendella, the goddess of childbirth, to you. And she lets out a bit of a heavy breath. You have no one to guide you on how to grow, to gain control, do you?
He shakes his head.
Then how about I help you? Would you like that?
For a second, he lets go of her hand and backs up one step and looks up to her and says, "Is Iris okay?"
And she like pauses. You
My
notice like
heart, no.
the glow that was around her kind of like brightens a bit, and you see her eyes kind of like um they go like fully green for a moment before it kind of like dies down again. Pardon me. Wow, she is not one of my own. I can see her, and yes, she is alive, but she is trapped within that false realm that you found yourself in. And I can take you to her physical form, but you will have to hope she can escape that realm on her own, or you will have to find a way to bring her back. She is not dead, but her consciousness is a bit tied down right now.
And the others?
They are with her. Discord is being shown by the creature, and he is showing them just how cruel their hearts can make them. And they will have to hopefully see through such lies and recognize that their hearts are not the way that they have been shown. Much like you and your very pure heart. Would you like to help them?
Ace, without thinking, nods very quickly. Yes, yes, I would.
Then let us start with you must first gain control. Sorry, I have something stuck in my throat for some reason. You will have to gain control of your abilities. And she thinks for a moment on kind of how best to go about this. Tapping her hands together. Before she just kind of like she holds out her hand to Ace once again. This time it is glowing in that glow that you've seen on her just a few times already. And she just, here, I will help you unlock the abilities that you need to have access to. But it'll be on you to learn how to grow them in the future. You there, Hildur?
Yes.
She's holding out her hand to Ace.
Oh, I'm sorry. I that was a little while ago, and I didn't know if that was the end of the conversation at that point.
Well, no, she held out her hand again and was like, "I'll help you."
Okay. Ace eagerly takes her hand.
And Ace's body begins to it has the same glow that she has. It extends over his body, and it feels reminiscent of being just a little child being held by their mother, and um just kind of like if childhood joy could be a feeling, that's what's coursing through your body right now, as well as just a reminiscent feeling of warmth and love and very tender emotion is kind of like flooding through your being, and then it kind of like fizzles away into a familiar three specific feelings of I forget the three different feelings that are typically there for your rage. I know anger and fear. I can't remember the third one.
Sadness.
Yeah, those three. And you feel like all of those kind of like hit full force at first. And you watch as your hands like Ace can watch as his hands at for a moment. It looks as if those three forms are trying to happen all at the same time. And it kind of like takes a moment of those emotions, almost like it feels like they're forced into a slurry of a soup all at once, no longer three separate ingredients, but they're all together deep inside. um and they your hands, for once, they shift into kind of like claws and furry tufts of hair spread up from your hands up your arms, and um you feel yourself shift um into what you can only assume from what you can see of yourself. um you can assume that you kind of look very similar to a werewolf, the ones that you've seen, specifically the ones on two legs. um you're covered in this fur, and your senses are heightened. You can hear a lot more around you. You can smell a lot more around you. You can see so much more. Um and she takes a step back for a moment, and to you it feels as if you are actively raging in a fight. And for once it's not, what happens is not based on like experiencing one emotion, because you're still feeling all of them at once. You can feel the sadness and the fear and the anger like spreading, but it's not overcoming one over the other. It's all at once encompassing. And she reaches up and kind of like just kind of like runs her finger from like between your eyes up to where you now assume your ears are. Um and she's like, "That's such this form is very nice on you, young one."
That's a child, ma'am.
She's telling him he's it's like a mom telling her son.
Child.
It's like it's supposed to be like in a mother telling her son he looks good for his first date type thing.
Who's a good boy?
Goodness gracious.
He's a handsome young man. So handsome.
She God damn it.
You asked us to be here.
Out here head petting the man.
She steps back for a moment. It's like, now, whenever you are in a fight, you should be able to question for you, Keldor.
Yeah.
Now that you are a bipedal little guy, when you're told you look like a good boy, does your tail wag?
Absolutely, it does. He's a child. He likes positive encouragement.
Exactly. Who's a good boy?
Uh-huh.
Goodness gracious. Give me 1 second, I gotta very gently fix my microphone so that I can talk better. I gotta fix my microphone just real quick. There we go. Okay, that should be better. Okay. And as you feel the like effects of what it would be like in um I lost what I was looking for. There it is. As you feel like the effects of your barbarian rage essentially um dissipate, the form kind of like sheds away on its own. Um and the feeling of your emotions being like no longer singular, it feels like you're now feeling multiple different emotions at the same time. Um and feeling them a lot stronger than you did before. Um the feelings of grief and hunger and fear and all those emotions you felt seeing Iris die, seeing your friends die, um, are all still there, and they feel a ton stronger. Um, and she steps back to give you a moment to kind of experience those emotions in full. Um, I just realized I don't have D&D Beyond open.
What do you need D&D Beyond open for?
Yeah, that's just... Do you want to explain?
Fear.
Why do I hear dice rolling?
I hear boss music. I
Da-da-da-da-da-da.
What's the 3 dragons that just appeared on the screen?
don't. Tiamat?
Del San Sintericio Velementi
Oh my goodness.
Sephiroth.
Donald is yelling about not healing me in the background. I don't know what's going on.
Goodness
Ah.
gracious. And she kind of like folds her hands together and she says, I want you to focus. I've left one more little gift. Similar to how when you were in this rage state that you experience, focus on being able to sense all of nature around you and feel its pull. And I want you to I don't know what this would be. One second. I gotta look at the skills real quick. Roll me a wisdom saving throw.
Oh shit.
You're really joking at a time
16.
like this.
Okay. As you and like do you focus as she instructs to begin with?
Absolutely.
As you focus, you feel your body shift more. You kind of get like you lower closer to the ground and once like after you focus and you now have the louder sounds of the forest and the scents and the better sight again. She's now a lot taller than you. And as you like get a chance to examine yourself and look around, you are in the form of a wolf.
Oh, guys, we're in Twilight Princess now.
um and she kind of like moves to sit on the ground and kind of like just taps your nose. This is your heritage. This ability right here. You should be able from now on, whenever you wish, you can return to this form. You can return back to a human form. With this form, you are inexplicably and forever connected to nature. And you are forever connected to its people. You need not worry about your mother. Pretty sure you need to go help her, though. Don't you think? I'm pretty sure Ken. I don't know, Ken. And this is when we can go in and update your sheet in a little bit, probably during our break. Can shifters talk in their animal form?
I think they can in their half form. I don't know about their full form.
It doesn't say.
I mean, we can operate under the assumption that I can.
Yeah. I'd
Is
say
this
you
is
can.
this the shifter subclass?
Mm,
Or is it
no, this is the shifter race.
race?
trying to think.
I find it funnier that Ace can talk but thinks he can't.
Yes.
So he's actually just barking.
I was gonna say, I feel like this could
Rough.
just be a DM call.
Orf,
Yeah.
borf.
I'd say you still can talk in this form. Just because it'd be really funny to see a wolf talk and scare the crap out of people. But, she lets out a little laugh and stands back up, and she's like, then how about we go find them and sit with them in hopes that they can break free of this cursed spell they find themselves under.
Ace kind of tilts his head, but then nods.
And she kind of like turns to walk off, and I realize I'm not controlling her. Turns to walk off. I want to break free.
mode?
But yes, we can walk off now. I realize I don't know if are you still controlling Ace or are you controlling Alex?
Yes.
Okay. But she turns to walk off. Come. Oh, you little Lumina!
Oh, it's Midna.
Huh?
That's Midna.
Who's Midna?
Is Zelda.
Twilight Princess. One sec. Let me
okay.
I'll
The
put a
best.
gif in the chat. Give me one sec.
Mm-hmm.
So this is her, like, cursed form. And then this is her human form. That's Midna.
Oh,
It's just Midna.
okay.
No, I love it. I love it so much. She's one of my favorites. I want to cosplay her human form so badly.
So I'm trying to look up general like shape shifting rules, and I tried to type in can werewolves, and the first thing is eat chocolate.
Oh yeah.
That is the important
I was to say,
question.
important
Yeah.
questions here must be
Yeah.
answered.
Because Ace eats anything at this point.
True.
Yeah, your Rodella watches that happen and just goes, oh boy. She's been watching you eat random stuff and just goes, oh.
Every time you're fed a book, like, oh god.
This is the day my child dies. All right.
You nicknamed my daughter
Um.
after the Loch Ness monster.
Hell,
Are you good?
no, just Snow with the fucking or not. That wasn't even Snow. That was Alyssa with the Twilight quotes. Yuki, no, help. For those of you who
I
don't
cannot
understand,
escape.
Snow is obsessed with Twilight.
We were
Oh.
talking about that.
Obsessed.
I told him that we need to have a time where we all sit down and watch them all with riff tracks.
Can we not? I have.
No, I love
Can we
horrible.
not and say we didn't?
You don't have to come.
It's
Dang.
Snow and I will have a good time, and
Ah.
you can come. And Aspire's never seen them, so we'll finish watching them with Aspire.
Aspire, save
Alright.
yourself.
No, we
I
already
wanna
started watching
watch.
them on my birthday trip. We're gonna keep
Aw.
going.
Can I bring a plus
Yeah.
one?
Can I be the plus one? Can I be the plus one?
I think it's gonna have to be a plus two now.
Oh my gosh, no, I love the little puppy instead of the wolf. That's adorable.
Yeah,
That's so cute. I love it.
Oh my god.
I thought it was
Yeah.
better suited.
Yes, I
I have a-
love it.
Yes. Oh my
I
god,
have a
does this
fun
mean
fact
Ace is a
for
tiny, angry little Pomeranian?
Yes.
It's so cute. I have a fun fact before we move off from the Twilight talk. My nephew is called Jacob.
Because
Yeah.
of Twilight?
Yep.
Okay, at least it's
Yes.
not Renesmee.
I feel bad for
I
any
mean-
kid who has
Oh, there
that
are
name.
so many though. It's so sad.
We're at the point that
Why?
people are naming their kids after Twilight. I didn't think that was that long
Oh,
ago.
no, that happened like when they came out. Like when the
Yeah,
last
I
book
don't-
came out, people started naming them.
Yeah, those people were stupid. I'm thinking about my generation doing that shit.
Mm,
It
mhm.
just means
Yeah.
that those kids are now full ass people that
Mhm,
have to go around saying, "Yeah, I was definitely not named after
Uh-huh.
Twilight." It's just a normal name.
Well, if it's like Jacob or Edward or Bella, you can say that, but
Yeah.
Renesmee, you cannot.
I would change my name immediately.
Yeah.
The number of kids name. Oh God, I don't name your kids after movies.
Like, I was super into those books, and then my parents, like, I'm the oldest of 4, and so, like, all my siblings are 4 years plus younger than me. So they specifically took them to my grandparents'
Oh.
house and took me to the midnight showing of the first movie. And I was just sitting there like, this is so shitty. What happened? And then I tried to go reread the books again. I was like, these are so shitty. How was I obsessed with them?
The sad thing is,
Oh my
the
God.
books are infinitely better than the movies. Bella's actually
Yes.
tolerable in the books.
Yes. They're infinitely better. But still, I was like, how
Goodness
how
gracious.
did I handle this and be like, this is amazing? Like,
Yeah. But back to D&D.
I guess.
Rendella guides to a clearing. It looks like the one you were in previously. You see before you are your family. They kind of seem to be kind of like standing like statues.
They're just all face down in the dirt.
Cuz their consciousnesses aren't exactly here.
Kai.
You
Yeah,
also
I just want
see
that. I just want us all face down.
well yeah, I mean you guys aren't exactly holding your bodies up, so they're kind of all just collapsed on the ground. They're not asleep. Their eyes are kind of wide fucking open. You also see Ace and Vapor, who you had met the you don't know you met their doubles, but they are
Did you
there.
say Ace?
You did.
Did I say Ace?
You did.
Alyssa
Alyssa and
Vapor.
Vapor. My bad. And Rendella comes and sits down, and you watch as she sits down. There's kind of like a tidal wave that comes from her of like a spreading warmth that fills the area, and like over near Iris and like smack dab in the middle of like the group is Cavred, looking just like his normal fucking self.
Ace goes over and just starts biting his leg.
I mean, Ace doesn't know that Cavred is the kitsune. He's
Oh,
not
okay.
privy to that knowledge.
He
Okay.
just knows about the kitsune because he's seen it before.
Yeah.
Why is Kin invisible?
But she sits
I just
and
realized that. What the heck? Oh my
she sits and just lets out a sigh. It's like they will not die, but you will have to wait for them to succeed in this trial themselves. How about we come over here, sit, and wait for them? She kind of like pats the ground next to her, like summoning a dog, just like, come here.
I think Ace will actually literally wander off and lay his head on Iris's neck.
No, I'm gonna cry.
Aww!
This is so cute.
Alrighty then. To the other side of this situation.
Question: do our like forms like this reflect like what we look like now, or what we're doing in our like thing? Is like, does Owen and Kin look angry? Is Iris crying? Like, are they reflections of what's happening in the world?
I'll say so because it's happening to your consciousness
Mm-hmm.
and your mind. So yes.
So Iris is 40 feet tall. Got it.
No, not
Well,
anymore.
no.
She shrunk
I
back.
know.
Iris,
Iris is crying currently. Kin and Owen look angry, and I think
They look
Vapor and
pissed.
Alyssa just look confused as fuck.
Yeah. To the other side of everything. You guys have kind of like in your anger slipped away into separate areas. Iris, you've tried to go and um you try and find Ace. And for some reason, as you guys walk, you keep ending up back in the center. You keep somehow getting turned around and end up back in the center. Something isn't letting you leave.
And Snow with the Bruins reference.
I feel like I know that, but I don't know that off the
That's
top
like
of my head.
the Philadelphia mayor came out and was like, if we win the Super Bowl, please don't climb
See,
light
I
poles.
would have gotten
Please
that
don't
because
do
I
it."
know that the Philadelphia fans lose their shit
Oh.
But
when they
Here's the
win.
thing. Here's the thing.
Oh.
They didn't climb the light poles, but they
They
pulled
knocked
it up
them
out of the
over.
ground and started passing it around.
I just love that in
Like,
Louisiana, they greased the light poles in preparation
they
for
do
both
that
the
in
Super
Philly,
Bowl
too, yeah.
and the Mardi Gras celebrations coming up, and I
yeah,
was
they do that in Philly
cackling.
too. You know why they do that now, right?
People climb them.
Yeah, and someone died. Like a kid fell off of one and died.
Sounds right.
And that's why they're
Yeah.
like, don't climb shit. Which you should do anyway, but like.
I should go climb a light pole. You're right.
Goodness gracious.
Okay, so are all the players there, even the NPC, still there?
Yes.
Okay.
But
Eldor,
we're
you're
going
not
to
an NPC.
No, I was
We're going
referring to Cabra.
Alex.
Oh.
And Cabaret,
Uh,
yeah.
you guys,
Ace is like, I don't like the look of that guy, and goes and pees on Alex. Just lift your leg.
Ace died.
but yes. It about how long does it take for you guys to essentially what should I say?
Stop going into the forest.
Yeah. How long do you guys keep running in circles?
I'd say after the third time, Iris like realizes what's happening and does it a few more times, just determined to get out, and it's just making her more frustrated and angry and making her cry more when she realizes she can't go and try and find Ace. And she's just been like silent the whole time because everybody's upset at her.
Vapor just sat there and started making a fire.
What about the rest of you?
Owen and Kin fucked off. I know Owen wants to be nowhere near Iris, and they want to find Ace. So, like, Owen doesn't know stop. They'd continue trying to find a way out until they are stopped.
Are we together in that?
That is up to you, because I know that our two characters walked off together.
Yeah.
But if Kin would have stuck with Owen, is up to you.
I would say that, because I rolled an intelligence roll just to see. If Owen keeps going after they have gone around once and gotten about halfway through whatever kind of cycle they're going through, as things start to look too familiar, Kin's going to stop and wait to see if Owen comes back around to him. And when they do, he's going to just be like, I think it's kind of pointless to keep moving.
There has got to be a way out of here.
Can you smell anything different? Is there anything indicating any kind of difference?
Owen's gonna lift a dagger and chuck it at a tree and make another round. And then when they get back and see the dagger in the tree, they're gonna just frustration, anger on their features.
No, I guess not.
And they go and retrieve the dagger.
I mean, if it makes you feel better to get some energy out, then I don't think there's any reason to stop, but I don't think it's going to be productive.
Then what do you suggest we do?
I'm working on it. Oh, you know what? If I cast Detect Magic, can I see, is there anything...
Do you cast Detect Magic?
Let me see if I have slots remaining.
Iris has gone in every single possible direction at least 3 times and continues to do so until she's like too physically exhausted to move anymore, and then just like kind of falls to the ground, kind of over up in the corner, and just kind of like pulls her knees to her chest and is like face buried in her knees.
I did go ahead and cast Detect Magic.
All right. It's the realm that you are in is definitely full of magic, and an interesting thing happens when you do this. You begin to see features that don't quite line up with where you are, almost like a shadow image of something. Um and at one point this shadow image kind of like goes farther beyond something of a glimmering wall.
Oh, there's a glimmering wall?
Like it looks like for a certain amount of space around you in like the area that you've been going in circles, which I'll say is probably like maybe like 2 football fields large. Um is it's like there's like a wall that's turning you around, and like stuff warps as you go through, and you can if you continue like walking through with it up, you can see um uh you can see how the kind of like, I guess, realm shifts a little bit, turning you around and stuff. Um, and features kind of like start to fuck up. And in the shadow image that you see of this magical kind of like realm you're in, because it's you guys are like trapped in like a pure magic realm right now. You do actually see like shadow images of yours and the rest of the party's collapsed images
Oh,
or
fun.
collapsed bodies, as well as you see someone you don't fucking recognize, and you see fucking passed out Cavret and a little dog who is just laying on Iris.
Cute.
Well, more so a wolf, but yeah.
Dog.
Dog.
Baby wolf.
Little. Yeah. Little baby wolf.
I just describe kind of what I'm seeing to Owen. If I walk towards this glimmery wall, do I experience the effect of it kind of getting me
As
turned around, or can I tell that it's doing that?
as you get closer to the wall, um, you get maybe like 5 feet within it before the stuff starts to like shift around you, and you realize you're no longer facing the wall and you're now faced away from it.
Hate that. Okay.
It's very trippy to watch it happen, because you see you see like the shadow images of what you can assume are the real world kind of like blur as you're turned around.
And Owen would have been able to witness me getting turned around like that.
If you continue walking, you will end up behind Owen now.
Oh.
Hey, how you going?
Hmm. I'm open to thoughts.
We know that, but what are your ideas?
You don't have Dispel Magic, do you?
No.
Taking an actual useful spell?
Why would I ever do that? I can't remember the little scrolls that you had described. I know they're in our DMs. Hold on.
Did I pin it? I don't think I did I?
Owen's gonna sit down and they're gonna pull a book from their bag of holding. Hang on.
There it is.
Where the fuck is my chat? There it is. Hang on. Was I smart?
I know which book you're pulling out
Was
now.
I smart? Yes. Well, all right. Would there be any information, DM, from this book that I could apply to the situation that we're in?
I'm assuming you pulled out one of the... I'm assuming the ones you pulled out were one specifically titled for the Aeronerical.
Yes.
That one. Yes. So this tome heavily is about astral projection and astrally projecting out and into various realms that interlock within the actual world, which kind of very much fits into what your experience right now, based off of Kin's descriptions to you. The number one bit of information it gives you is killing the consciousness of what brought you in here. The second one is waiting out the domain, but a lot of that relies on having enough material and knowing how long it will last. Excuse me. You guys have no idea how long this domain will last. A lot of it, the stuff about like waiting it out, depends on the host's consciousness dying out while also being trapped in there, which could take an unforeseen amount of time. And then another one is somehow getting like deific intervention.
But based on the knowledge, it's clear that they are essentially being astrally projected into this place.
Yes. Because as Kin described it, he saw your guys' actual bodies collapsed onto the ground.
Okay. Question that is intriguing. Does the book mention, does an astral projection form take damage the same way a real body does?
When it describes astral projecting, it essentially tells you killing the consciousness of a being will disconnect it from its body, and the body could, if it is unharmed in the process, continue to live on essentially as a husk. Or the body will die off naturally. It does not give any cases in terms of Cavaret's case of this isn't just his consciousness. It just says, like, if your consciousness is killed and disconnected from your body will kind of just naturally wither away eventually.
So only the consciousness can be harmed, but not the physical body, essentially.
Yes.
And is the consciousness harmed through what would in the normal world be physical harm, so like fighting? Or is there some special way that you have to kill a consciousness? Does it mention that?
It's it doesn't go super in depth in how the consciousness is killed off. A lot of it is consciousness versus consciousness type stuff. From what it's implying, though, it's like anything you do within your consciousness. Like, you know how a lot of people can do whatever they want in their dreams because they're lucid dreamers.
Mm-hmm.
It's kind of like that of, because this is the consciousness, I have more power, thusly I can impose that power over another person type of deal and kind of break their consciousness.
So
type of, and that's kind of like what it's going into detail of. It starts to get the tome at some point when it starts to talk, it starts to get into more theory over like what's actually real, and like noted down as this is confirmed. A lot of it does go into theory on how it works, as in, like, this hasn't been tested. We assume this is how it works based off of our other knowledge.
Delicious.
Oh, so a nerd wrote this.
Yeah. So Owen would sit there flipping through the pages, skimming it quickly before looking up at Kin and like glancing at both. Are Alyssa and Vapor anywhere nearby that they would hear this conversation?
Are you guys still in the normal clearing?
Just genuinely in the middle of the clearing making a fire.
Okay. And is Alyssa over next to Vapor?
I would be next. I would be like trying to. I'll be around Iris.
Then
Trying to keep
probably
a
not.
lookout.
Okay.
Aw.
Then Owen
Okay.
will look at Kin and just, I suppose you don't know how to kill a consciousness, do you?
I mean, aside from flying it with lots of liquor.
Don't think that'll work. So, I have a theory. We are currently being astrally projected here by a Kavared / Kitsune man, and we have to kill him. I was right to get out of here.
And any suggestions on how we do that? I think we're the only ones here.
I'm unsure, because as far as I am aware, the last we saw, Iris's little hitchhiker whisked him away, and I don't know if that was his actual consciousness or a stand-in.
Well, what if we try this? And Ken goes to lay down inside of his, like, shadow body. Anything?
Nope.
Damn.
But you do, when you lay down, feel a lot warmer.
Well, we're still alive.
Yay.
Wow, yeah, I feel the same way, Owen.
The unenthused. Yay.
Yay, consciousness.
Is that not everybody's morning?
No, definitely. That's what I'm saying.
If I look at those scrolls that I have, is there anything helpful at all? Because I can't quite understand. There used to be Dimension Door and Plane Shift, but they have components I don't understand. Is that helpful at all to me in this situation?
Give me 1 second. I have to look up.
You have
Because I'm assuming we
scrolls
just...
for those?
I random scrolls that used to be those two things, and they're looks like they've been marked up or something, probably.
We stole things. Teehee.
Yeah, they
They're
stole
busy.
a lot of things.
Teehee.
They both have a bunch of scrolls that used to be other scrolls.
That's more confusing.
You'd have no idea the type of guy you work for. The plane shift seems to be the one that's a lot more confusing. Its components seem to be something that can make it tons more powerful. And considering one of it for the components that are listed, it's like the standard ones and then like a symbol of ambition and what were my other components? I don't remember.
Is it 21 candlesticks? Because I got that.
That's my favorite
No,
band.
it seems the other components seem really rudimentary, as in like a symbol of ambition and essentially stuff that pertains to a person's personal experience in life. A lot of it involves like, what's the main one that's like underlined? I have to find it because I lost it.
Where are you?
Where
I'm
are
so
you?
sorry.
That's one of those like neurodivergent call and response.
In the
Yep.
grocery store, you lose your person.
Where are you?
And I'm
It's
so
coming from the frozen
sorry.
aisle.
Uh,
No.
When you need to find them in the grocery store.
I will be trying
Let me
that the
just play
next
more.
time Snow and I are out. I will report
Amazing.
back
I
on the
love it.
success.
I tend to wander off.
Just instead of playing
I
Marco
also tend
Polo,
to
just
walk.
just check.
oh, it like describes how it goes in this spell that you're holding is something that seems to be an attempt to get into a domain they are not supposed to get into, because it substitutes the material components with stuff like something that holds the flesh of mortal desire, and
Oh,
um uh a physical consciousness of guilt and fear, and it's like really deep stuff. um and like the notes on it are like how to get rid of these and like tear them away from a body type of stuff, and like essentially create them into actual components to do this. Like, this spell is fucked. The dimension door one, however, seems a lot less like what the fuck's going on. It's like it seems it just like it makes the range on it a lot bigger, with the downside of it. One of the components it substitutes to do that is it draws from the person's actual like um it draws from the person's stamina, and like doing it would like essentially strip you of like give you 2 levels of exhaustion to essentially double the range of this.
so not real helpful for this situation.
Yeah. The plane shift one is absolutely fucked though.
You have blink.
What? Who do you think I am? Like,
A
Someone who
useful
has
spell?
eyes.
I just want to know what would happen if you blink here, because that'd be interesting.
oof. Can I turn into a displacer beast and then just fuck off, or like a phase spider and fuck off? Like I don't know.
One second, I gotta look at.
Can I roll for DM intervention?
You're not a cleric.
I
Hey,
want to
I'd
make
accept.
a warlock whose patron is the DM.
Honestly,
Ooh,
I
I wanna
wish
do that.
someone did that. Hold on, I gotta look at something. Actual sleep cold.
All right, time to kill Alyssa.
TPK guys. Oops.
EPK hashtag
I
all
need
warlocks.
I need both of you to roll me wisdom saving throws.
Both
We're
of
just left
who?
in this clearing. Our bodies are just in this clearing forever.
Natural 20, baby.
Hell yeah.
21.
Me too?
I think so, yes.
Okay.
Yeah, I said the two of you.
Fuck me, that's a 5.
Kai, you feel you don't feel this, but Owen, you feel as you're like Do you still have this book open?
Yeah, like it's open in front of Owen.
Okay. As you continue reading through this book, it kind of gets more into like the nitty-gritty of stuff, and it's a lot of it goes into I have to remember the notes that I put down for this. Let me read them real quick. It starts to get more in depth on ways to get out of the realms once you pass more of the pages. And one of the pages seems to kind of be exactly the answer you want. And it's at the expense um of just a little bit of gold and just a little bit of it's like a little bit of gold and the summoning of a creature. You essentially gain the ability to take you and the people you want out of domains like this, and it's a creature that's naturally just within these other domains. Can you see as Owen is flipping through the book that like this kind of like shadow image starts to happen over the book with your detect magic?
Well, we're stuck here because if you think Owen's parting with gold, you're fucking crazy.
So
So,
let's go rob Iris. And
pretty much, as Owen's reading, they'll kind of pause on the page and then look up and just look at Kin. This has promise. I don't like the components. And then they're going to hand the book over to Kin for them to like read.
Kin, you are reading a page about how being in these realms can warp one's senses and cause them great amounts of emotional distress and kind of force, depending on the creature that created the realm, it forces certain emotions to be more prominent, and most of these creatures seek discord within their realm because it feeds them and makes them more powerful. You don't see a way out with this one.
Cool. So, I'm not touching the book just yet. I am just looking down, hopefully having like I will have basically given a nod for Owen to slide it over rather than hand it. After reading this and seeing the shadow, what components are you seeing?
It says something about gold and summoning some sort of creature. We should be able to get out of here.
Okay, well, how about this? And if I have gold on me, I will hand over 10 gold pieces to Saint Owen. And be like, if we decide to do that, you hold on to those. And I'm gonna take out my Gilwa, my weapon. I'd like to cast Psychic Blades on it, which when you hit a creature with a weapon attack, I expend a Bardic Inspiration to deal an extra 3d6 psychic damage. Because in my mind, in Kin's mind, this is not necessarily natural. So
What
I
are
don't know
you
if
attacking?
the shadow that's over the book. I know that sounds insane.
Okay.
So if I
and
need
just
to
starts
roll,
looking wildly at the air, like
yeah,
Go ahead.
Owen's like, "What the fuck? Stop!"
My book!
It's just It's just like shreds of paper afterwards. You're like,
I thought it would have been Owen stabbing something.
yeah, right?
Just you wait.
But yeah, go ahead
Turns
and
into
do
fucking Harry Potter 2.
Do you want me to roll an attack first, as far as like if I hit or not, or do you want me to just straight damage?
that. Do straight damage.
Okay. So this is gonna be. I think it'll let me just do this. We'll call that 6 damage because I'm not gonna add the other shit. Wait, no, it does. It says add extra 3d6.
Math.
So hold on. With my Killwa. So 10 total.
Okay, and that's for damage.
Yeah.
You slice the
Okay.
book in half. Through the
This
spine.
shadow image, you watch as it kind of like shatters like glass. And everyone within this domain, so Iris, Alyssa, Vapor, Kin, Alex, and Owen, you all hear this like inhuman shrieking sound kind of crack through the air.
Covering
And
my ears.
all of you feel kind of like this feeling of like euphoria fill your body, and like a warmth starts to spread through.
I too feel euphoric after a good stabbing.
A good
Um
stabbing session.
everything starts to like it's like I don't know how to like explain it. It's like it forces whatever kind of like emotions you guys were feeling like really negatively and at an extreme start to like subside just a bit.
So, like, can you describe that for each person? Like, what do you mean?
For Owen and Kin, it starts to feel like just
Heal the room.
it feels like just a bit of the anger you guys were feeling was like almost manufactured and was like away. You're not, not mad anymore. You're definitely still upset, but it feels like maybe a bit of that anger wasn't exactly all there and it was being forced upon you. And for Iris, it's very similar in feeling. And that that extreme emotion that had been pulled forth from you during the fight with your party members has kind of like it like shattered like glass and is no longer kind of like cutting deep into you and being pushed deeper.
So I'm still like.
You
I mean,
guys are
she's feeling
definitely
a lot of things
still
right now, but
you guys are definitely still feeling your
Okay.
natural emotions. It just feels as if they were purposely heightened.
okay. So like, when you haven't eaten and you're hangry, and then you eat something and you're like, I was not as angry at this as I was, but I'm still kind of
I
annoyed.
guess. Yeah.
They gave you a Snickers.
Yeah.
Yeah, you guys got given
I
a
turned from
Snickers.
Danny DeVito back into Iris. If anybody remembers those commercials.
Yep.
God, those commercials.
So was it
But yeah.
just the shadow that Ken got rid of, or was it the entire book?
Just the shadow. The book is still there.
Okay. Owen's gonna like look at Ken because they can't see the shadows and shit. Just, what did you do?
Well, that little passenger that Cavered had. I see something not quite that, but more shadow something or other, and as I'm learning, I don't really like that, so I figured I might give the shadow a bit of a stab. I see something different in the book, saying that there's, whatever situation we're in here, it's not, it kind of just shows you what you want. So I figured that if the shadow was coming off the book while you were reading the book, you might have misread because of it, and I kind of shove the book back over and see if it's any different for Owen now.
Yeah, that particular shadow is gone, and you see it as it truly is, describing how the creature in charge of the domain purposely will start to enhance emotions to cause more discord within its domain.
You can keep the gold. I don't really need it.
Because if the people in its domain kill each other, he doesn't have to do any of the hunting.
Good, you weren't getting it back. Owen's gonna stand and close the book and put it in their bag. Do they have... This is so hard because Owen has no magic innate ability. Can you... Is there another shadow you can hack and slash at?
Is there?
Do you go searching?
Yeah.
Where do you head? Do you head towards the clearing, or
I guess. You know what? Clearing. I'm gonna get closer to the bodies that I can see.
Yeah.
Oh, you said there were shadows on. Yeah, I'm gonna go closer to the bodies.
Yeah. So like the shadows you see as your body are a lot different than what you saw covering the book. Those just seem like you're walking around your own bodies, whereas like the images that are changing stuff around you are like actual like gray, shadowy, intentionally, and like feeding into fear type of stuff. Um,
So we're kind of surrounded by the ones that look more like the shadows that we need to disperse. They're
and
just kind
when
of
you
wild and.
yeah, when you enter the clearing, uh the around your bodies doesn't seem as bad due to this woman who is sitting next to your guys' bodies that you don't know. Um the outside of this like ring she's created around the bodies, there's Iris, are you in the clearing? You're like over in the like the top
I'm
of
in the clearing.
right?
I'm in the corner next to the rocks. I've pulled my knees to my chest, arms around them, and my face is kind of buried in my knees as I silently cry.
I forgot one thing. I need to give you this.
I'm so sorry I have to pee again.
This is
Go
your
ahead.
fault, Owen.
I have to type something out.
You did this to me.
And you
Oh,
know
it's
what?
probably
I'm
only
actually
gonna
not
get
in
so much
this-
worse. It's fine.
I'm also not in this scene, so I'm also gonna piss real quick. I'll be right back.
You and Kin made me sad.
Well,
I'm gonna guilt trip this for as long as I can.
Owen's currently trying to decide if, like, the shadows are it, or if the quickest, most direct route is whatever was masquerading as Cavared, and they can't decide because magic, they don't fucking know. Magic hurts their brain. They don't get it.
No,
Well,
as soon as you
I-
read the like divine intervention thing, I thought you were gonna go over to Iris and be like, "Bring fucking Nassim back."
No. If
Grab by the collar, bring him back.
if Nassim is coming back, Nassim is bringing Cavared with him. But we'll see.
Well, they don't know that Nassim took Cabaret. They left before that happened.
Yeah.
Technically.
Oh yeah, you guys did turn around, and then she.
Yeah, they left, and then he took him. So you just don't see Cabaret.
But we have to wait for snow.
I'm back.
Hi.
So
Welcome
quick,
back.
quick
Got a
question
tiny
because
bladder.
my brain is short circuiting today. We're all stuck in this
Yes.
realm outside of 8th, right?
We're
Okay.
all stuck in here.
Okay. Sorry. I am not alive today.
You're fine. It's the weekend.
Fucking mood.
I had to do a bunch of like mortgage math yesterday, and I was like, my brain hurts. I don't like it. Adulting.
Math is easy.
Yeah, when you have an online calculator, it's great.
So does Kin find any shadows to eviscerate?
Give me 1 second.
I think that Karai is sending something to someone.
Whispers.
I'm sending. Yeah, I'm sending whispers.
Whispers.
You think or you know?
I think I'm thinking.
You think.
Head empty,
therefore
no
you
thoughts.
Kind of are.
There you go, Iris.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry, I went to get socks because my toes are cold.
Just the dread. Oh, okay.
Well, I was walking back from getting my socks and I burped at the same time that you said that. So it's like, oh god, okay. Okay.
Yeah. Tasty, huh? As you guys enter outside of this ring that has been created, my brain, it's working. My brain, it's working. You definitely do see more shadows. Some of them are like just objects that aren't actually there. But you do see a few shadowy figures surrounding Iris, and seemingly whispering to her.
And as the whispers happen, she's just curling tighter into a ball. I'm responding in 1 sec.
I will relay that to Owen as well. Oh, I mean, Iris is absolutely surrounded over there.
Well, then get to swinging.
And then I need Kin and Owen and
Fuck is
Alyssa
wrong?
and
There we go.
Averb.
Okay.
I need all 4 of you to roll wisdom saving throws.
That's a
God
10.
damn, I'm wise today. 19.
Hell yeah.
So wise.
Nice.
They're making up for last time.
Yeah.
17.
I sent you a response. Cry.
Yeah, I see it.
Cool, cool.
Alyssa.
My wisdom is so low.
Oh no.
D&D Beyond is
If-
always so laggy. Let me
If you
let me
want,
just
you
click
can
it
also
9 times.
roll it in OMM.
Twoo.
And then you just add whatever.
It's already rolling. I like the 2 frames per second I get on this website. I got 14.
Let's go.
Hell yeah.
Nice. Okay. Yeah. You guys, Owen, not Owen. Can you see how shadows get kind of close to Alyssa and Owen, and like a few kind of like merge into you and Owen before dissipating? Kind of like they don't seem, and like you hear, like all of you hear kind of like what feels like hushed whispers, and for a moment like that feeling of dread and anger kind of rise up like bile again before like dissipating away.
I'm gonna spit out some of the acid in my mouth and walk over to Iris. And just. Do you want assistance? Can you hear me?
In what? So you can yell at me again? so you can make me do something I don't want to do.
I'm gonna slash at the air in front of her towards the shadows. No
Cool,
psychic
Alyssa's just
blades.
watching
Yep.
him swing at Iris.
Yep.
Iris, can you roll a wisdom saving throw real quick?
Oh
as well?
gods. Okay. Ooh, +0. We love it. Oh, that's a natural 20.
Nice. Yeah. So like for a moment you feel like a crushing fear kind of like fill you as he raises his hand.
Oh, she's not looking at him. Like,
Oh.
I don't know if that changes it. Because she literally has her face, like, buried in her knees. And didn't even look up when he walked over.
That's
I don't
fair.
know if that changes anything.
Still, it like you don't know he's like you don't know it looks like he's going to, but you still feel for like a moment a crushing uh da-da-da. You feel for a moment like a crushing fear at his approach, and then let me roll. For a moment you feel that, and then it kind of like dissipates away, and that like whispering in your mind goes completely silent.
As he destroys it, or because of
Yeah,
natural 20?
the shadows kind of like dissipate away.
Okay, and she probably, like, inhales sharply and her head shoots up. The dirt kind of, like, the tears have made paths in the dirt on her face, and she kind of, like, looks around and then looks up at him, and there's still, like, a hint of sadness and fear and betrayal and pain in her eyes as she meets his gaze.
Kin stares back. Takes another slash at anything remaining. It's just like, yeah.
Continue.
Oh, just look. We can be angry with each other when we're out of here. And extends a hand.
And she, like, looks at it and then just pushes herself up and walks past him.
Or not.
She walks to the middle where everybody is. Fine, how are we getting out of here?
Without a word, Owen tosses the book that they had at Iris's feet.
Okay, I'm gonna
What do you-
pick it up and I guess read through it.
Yeah, so in the book, which I know you pay more attention than I do, it has the info about astral projection and like the different ways to get out, chief of which would be godly intervention and the killing of the consciousness holding us here.
Okay. So let's see. I'm going to shoot out one of my magic awarenesses, which is basically like a 6-second detect magic. Do I basically see what Kin sees?
Yeah. You see like your forms. You see the Cavaret who looks completely normal. Because it is specifically attached to you, you also see a hulking, shadowy figure quite close to you that seemingly hidden itself from Kin's view.
Like me as in my body, or me as in me, like the astral projection form?
It's kind of like lingering around. It's like for a moment right next to you. There's like hulking form that seemingly to make it to put it in perspective, it's like same height as where Nassim would be for you.
Okay. Can I tell if that's actually Nassim, or does it seem...
It looks similar in body type, but you've seen Nassim when he astrally projects. He looks
Right.
normal.
Right. Okay. And like when I mean near me, is it like right beside me, right behind me, right in front of like
It's to the side of you.
okay. So I am going to, if you want me to roll something I will, but like kind of as stealthily as possible. Figure out where this thing is and like kind of toss the book back to Owen and like cross my arms but in a way where I can angle my hand and have my weapon appear and stab the thing that's standing near me. Does that make
Okay,
sense?
Yeah. Roll sleight of hand
Okay.
to start.
Damn, I hoped it was stealth. I have a better stealth. Okay. That's a 21.
Yeah. As you do that, and I'm assuming you summon like your great
Yeah,
sword.
so I like kind of like it might look a little awkward to like Kin and Owen who know how kind of like she has this natural, and I say that in quotations, this taut gracefulness about herself most of the time. And she kind of like almost awkwardly like crosses her arms and is setting her hands in a weird place, and like it would only really be like noticed by people who have seen her move and just be natural more often than not. And she kind of like holds her hand at a weird angle, and then like there's that flash of blue on her arms before the great sword appears.
Yeah. Let me see what your roll attack with your great sword.
Okay. That is a 23.
Okay. All of you you hear once again that inhuman screeching sound. And now all of you see this like shadow appear with um at first it looks like Nassim with this great sword through his chest. And then it like that form melts away into Cavaret, and that form melts away into what you recognize as the Kitsune.
And she like tightens, like moves and tightens both hands on the blade, and just like you see like anger on her face almost for the first time. It's just a flash of it, but like true rage on her face as she just shoves the sword in deeper.
And he like lurches a little bit and like he like turns his head to look at everyone, and then he like looks to Iris and he's like, "You don't forgive them, do you?"
I don't forgive you.
Oh, oh, how sweet. Figuring it all out seems so sweet. And they wanted you to kill him. Kill me.
And I'll deal with that later. But right now, I'm going to kill you.
He kind of like sighs, and like he's actively standing there with a great sword through his body, like the blade is outside his back and everything. And he like glances around, and he like looks over at Owen, and he's like, still want me dead, or him dead, right? Can you make her do it this time?
Owen's gonna launch a
And he, like-
dagger straight at his mouth.
He says, "Can you make her do it this time?" As he turns to look at Kin as well, in reference to him using Crown of Madness and stuff. Go ahead and roll the attack for dagger. Yeah, you can roll the attack for the dagger. Kin, do you respond at all?
I'll do whatever it takes, bitch.
He kind of lets out a laugh. And he's like,
Yeah, no, that's in that one. Owen just looks like a dumbass.
Oh no.
"Oh, no,
It hits Kin.
no."
I throw a candlestick at him.
And he
Have your stolen wares back.
and he takes all of these hits, and you see his form start to distort and everything, and he's like, fine. Let's see how you guys reconcile all of this. Thanks for the wonderful meal. You guys have been a joy. And his starting in the wound from the blade, his form starts to shed away into ash. Just kind of vanishing until it's not there anymore. And starting from where he was standing under your guys' feet, you all see this it starts out as a shimmering dark field of glassy surroundings. You guys all see the shadows that Kin was seeing now, and it all starts to shatter, starting where he where he was standing. And as the cracks reach each of you, suddenly you guys wake up in your own bodies. You've taken a sudden deep breath in your own bodies as the false realm disappears.
Cavared's still in
I
the
can't
middle of the
breathe 'cause
clearing
there's
here.
a dog on my neck.
Huh?
Cavared's still
I
in the
can't breathe
middle.
because there's a dog on my neck.
Yeah, he's currently sitting next to this he's laying down next to this woman who's just kind of got her eyes closed, meditating. And when you guys wake up, you're very warm. Your body feels there's no exhaustion. You feel full of health.
Owen's immediately moving. So they're flipping up, literally kicking their legs over their head so they're up on their hands, and they roll back to land on their feet, and they're launching at Cavared.
Okay.
I think I'm still disoriented enough not to know what's going on. I gasp and push myself upward, but I'm still kind of out of it.
He's unconscious. He looks completely normal. There's nothing off about him. He just looks to be asleep.
In Owen's favorite fashion, they are literally going to crash down onto Cavared with a knife at their throat. And
And
I'm thinking. They're going to apply pressure and just lean in real close. Wake up.
it takes a moment, and the woman to the side just kind of opens her eye to look over and closes it again, and Cavared he's fucking out of it. He's eyes wide, stiff body. He doesn't say a word. He's awake, but he's too scared to even like talk, or else like the blade will like dig into him more.
Is it still in you?
He like thinks and like faintly shakes his head.
Prove it.
I'll cast Detect Magic one more time.
And like as he says how you look at him and there's nothing on him. He just has his normal like magical items and I forget what kind of warlock he is. I gotta look at his character sheet because I have a character sheet for him. What kind of warlock are you? I didn't make an actual character sheet for you. Damn. But you don't see this astral image of the kitsune anymore. He's not covered in magic. It's just he's got a few magical trinkets, but he's always carrying a few magical trinkets.
He's just a little guy.
Just a little guy.
Just a little guy.
He's just a little guy.
So I don't see a passenger.
Nope, there is no passenger.
I am going to approach and do a closer examination just to be sure, because the first time it was a blink and you kind of miss it, it felt like. So just really thoroughly taking a look over while not impeding Owen's whatever this is. Owen, I don't see anything.
Owen will like glance up at Kin and then look back down at Cavared, and then they're going to lean in real close so their lips are almost touching this man's ear, and only he can hear what they're saying. If that thing ever comes back, or if you make another deal with it, I will kill you. And then they're going to pull back, and they're going to bring their blade back, and there is no damage to the skin. It is red from the pressure, but there is no damage. And they're going to step back. You can have your best friend, Iris. And then they're going to turn and like move towards the edge of the clearing.
You're seriously mad at me for giving someone a choice?
They stop. They don't turn back, but they stop. Yes.
I'm not going to stop you if you want to leave, but that just feels real stupid to me. I thought you knew me better, especially after everything.
I thought I did too. But you chose a man over potential other disastrous outcomes.
I chose a person that I cared about and gave them a choice. If he had said he wanted to die, I would have done it. I would have done that for any of you.
I'd have rather
Because everyone deserves a choice.
Not... If I were in that situation, if I were in Cavared's shoes, with a hitchhiker, threatening to wipe out entire races, I wouldn't want the choice. I would expect somebody to do what is right.
He kind of likes to say, he's like, I was given the choice.
And if that was your choice, to die, instead of trying to fight it, then I would have done that. But you still would have had a choice.
I want to equate this to real world things that I can't because they don't exist here.
Make it a D&D version of it.
I'm trying. If you have to choose between a rock and a hard place, it's still not really a choice, Iris. You got lucky because we found a way to free him from whatever that thing was. But my choice will always be for the greater good.
So for yourself.
If one person is standing on a track, and 5 people are standing on another track, and there's a speeding cart heading towards them, I'm going to aim to save the 5 versus the 1.
And I'm
Yeah,
gonna aim to
trolley
save
problem.
everyone.
That's not always an option, darling.
Well, it hasn't been one for me yet, and I will continue to do so until it is.
You're allowed your choices. But from where I'm standing, you prioritized him over my entire race, including me. Not that I'd expect you to choose me over him, but a race of people. And you chose one person. That was your choice.
I did not choose one person. I was literally sitting on top of him with my sword at his heart, and if he had not gotten better, then I would have killed him.
I don't know that I believe that.
It looks like Cameron wants to say something, but he just shuts his mouth and like looks away.
You don't believe that I wouldn't have done what is right? If that thing had taken over and he was gone, then of course I'm not going to let it live. But Cav won.
And you got your happy ending. You should be happy, Iris.
Happy that someone tried to force me to do something I didn't want to, and she gestures at Ken. Happy that someone is angry that I tried to save people I care about, and she gestures at you.
You got your outcome, didn't you? We failed. I acknowledge that.
And now you're gonna go throw a tantrum because you didn't win?
I never really got to throw tantrums as a child, so maybe first time for everything.
They are cathartic.
Was that Cabaret?
Is that
That would be really funny.
Yeah, Cameron sits there and goes, "Oh yeah, they are kind of cathartic to have tantrums."
Cav, shut up.
Sorry.
I take everything back. I'm starting to like the guy.
He kind of like just sits there. He's acting a lot different than what you guys have seen. He's just kind of like sitting there twiddling his thumbs like a kid who just got yelled at by their mom. Just kind of like,
Why does everyone else get a choice except for me? Why do I always become the bad guy when I choose something?
This is the first choice. And there's air quotes there. Like, literally, Owen lifts their fingers and makes the air quotes that you've had to make around us. I've not judged you for anything else you've done. I can't speak to your prior life or what you did as a noble. Just like you can't speak for me in the life I lived under the sea. Under the sea.
Under the
Oh my god.
I hate it here.
Off with the
I'm with
Disney
you, buddy.
princesses.
Look, I literally won for a job. You can't do that to me.
Now Owen's just going to be quoting Disney the whole time.
Under the sea.
"Oh, dog."
We had so many choices throughout our entire run together. And I've been judged by someone for every single one.
Known by our party or outside forces?
Yes.
What choice did our party judge you for?
Kai, you can't do that to me. It's been 2 years at this point.
Teehee!
Oh, I was like, I thought you were still in character.
I literally, like, I'm, as Storybook is extremely tired today, and I'm trying to think of examples.
Fucking mood. I feel that. And here, I'll adjust. And even if you can't immediately list an example, I know I, Owen, have never judged you before now. I have been incredibly accepting of everything you've shown me, including. And they don't emphasize there because they know Iris knows exactly what they fucking mean.
And her eyes just narrow slightly as that sentence goes on. But, like, there's fear in them as Owen continues talking.
There is nothing I have judged you for until now. And I'm right. I am allowed this judgment. Just like you're allowed to be angry and call me childish.
I'm not calling you childish. I'm calling walking away instead of trying to fix things childish. And you judge me just for being a noble.
At first I did, and I make witty remarks, but you've more than proven you're more than just a noble. And that's begrudging as fuck coming from Owen.
Mm-hmm.
Just like I judged Kin for being whatever the fuck he is, and Ace for being a child. Judgments are human when you first meet someone. But I've learned since we've been traveling together that those judgments were incorrect, and I've never acted on them. Aside from a snide remark, I'm sorry, I can't resist those. But I've never judged you for your choices or who you are. Until now.
So that's it, one choice, and you're just done with all of us? You're done with this party?
That remains to be seen. I always did like it better on my own anyway.
Fine, I'm not going to stop you if that's your choice. And she looks at Kenan. What about you?
I'm not real sure. Because if we're talking choices, I've only got 2 left.
Yeah, become like Milo or don't. Seems like you're going one direction, though.
There is a visible flinch from Kin.
And I remember the
And,
promise you made me make.
when Iris does that, Cameron lifts a finger, about to do the actually kind of face, and then puts his hand back down. He wants to be like, that was maybe a bad idea, but he knows this isn't his conversation. It's just keeping his hands in his lap.
The way I see it is we're making choices all the time out here. And they're getting a little exhausting.
It's life, Ken.
And I gave you an option.
And then tried to take it away. And then tried to do to me exactly what was done to you.
I don't regret it.
So you'd rather be like them than be your own person?
Sometimes. Maybe it feels good to have all the power. Maybe if I'm enough like them, eventually I'll be them.
Why would you want that? Why would you want to inflict that pain on other people?
You said it, it's life.
No,
It's a
making
terrible cycle.
choices is life. Not forcing other people to do what you want. That's a tyrant.
I mean, the word exists for a reason.
Are You're actually telling me that you would want people to be in the position that you were, to force them through those horrors, to use them like you were used.
Kin relents a little bit. His shoulders kind of sag.
You made me promise to do something if Milo ever came back and you started to change. And I said that I would kill Milo if he ever showed up again. And that's in any form. Because if that's what you want to turn into, you're not my friend anymore. You're not kin. You're him. And I won't let anybody else be hurt like that.
But you'll still have that choice. I see.
And you have that too. And you're making choices to be like him. And I made you a promise, and I don't break those.
Guess I have some thinking to do then. But I don't regret for a moment looking at both Iris and Alyssa, trying to take matters into my own hands. 'Cause
Taking
isn't
matters
that...
into your... Oh, sorry, go ahead.
No, you're good. Isn't that what making a choice is all about? Isn't that making my own decision?
That is null and void when you take the choice away from someone else. Forcibly. Especially with magic.
See, and I don't know if I see it that way. Wouldn't it have been easier to just kill him without having to make that choice? To be done with it?
You're seriously telling me that you would rather force me to kill someone that I care about than have everyone alive at the end of it? Because my choice ended with every single person still alive. Except for the kitsune, if it's still alive.
It's not.
How is that not the better outcome?
All right, Miss Holier Than Thou. We get it. You're the pinnacle. You're the best of us.
I'm not saying that.
Lowly beneath your feet. We make poor decisions. We're terrible
Owen, shut
people.
the fuck up!
We didn't
Okay?
grow up where you did. We grew up in shitty-ass situations.
Yes, and he... That is a personal conversation. I'm not gonna bring... We all grew up in shitty situations. The level of them was different. I'm just saying, against his argument of it would be easier to kill everybody, the better outcome happened now that everyone is alive.
Fair. I can see it from your standpoint. Can you see it from ours?
I can understand, but I would go for the better outcome, which happened. But I'm not going to take away your choice to force you to kill someone that you care about. I never even threatened you in there. I was on my knees in front of you, weapon at my side.
You did lay hands on my companion.
I pulled him out of your companion's grip. There was no threatening putting hands on anybody. Because I know how much your companion means to you. So I purposefully did not hurt him. Why is that a problem?
Owen kind of glances to Kin. It does feel like she's a little holier than thou, doesn't it?
I really wouldn't know. Do you think that we may need to get some rest? Although I have no idea where Ace is. And what's up with the dog? And who's this lady?
It's at that point Rodella like opens her eyes. She's like, "Can I speak now?" Oh, I did the wrong voice. Can I speak now?
No one's stopping you.
Good. That dog is your compatriot Ace.
What did
I
you
was
do to
just
him?
still- I was just still
Um,
sitting on the ground and kind of looks to the dog, like, next to her, like, with a very confused expression.
And you
Ace.
see the dog do a little happy dance and smile at Iris.
Ace, I feel it would be best to show them. Just to cease the confusion. A little bit.
Oh,
Hi. Hi.
Yeah, he like slowly shifts back up into his actual form that you know.
Oh,
Can-
thank the gods. And she just, like, hugs him.
Kin has a
Yeah.
big dumb grin on his
When-
face. Everything
when-
else
when-
kind of forgotten.
When you say that, Rondella goes, "You're welcome."
She's just hugging him tightly, like, chin resting on his head, so happy that he's safe.
Wow. The conversation of choices and everything is a very important one that you must all have. It should be done on a mind and body that is not exhausted and still feeling the effects of a dread's walking. Um, so, and she like, I recommend some sleep first off. Here is safe if you want. No harm will come to you here. And as for what you all just experienced, you all were attached to by a very well, and she like looks to Cav and she's like, you had a very, very strong dread attached to you. I don't know how you managed that and survived as long as you did, but it infected the rest of them. And like slowly looks at the rest.
Iris is, like, not even paying attention to her at this point. She's just, like, just paying attention. She's like, Ace is back. This is great. We're all back together. We'll worry about that later.
And like Kavra is like, I thought I just had a kitsune attached to me. She's like, oh honey, no. That was not just a kitsune. However, I should note that while all the feelings you are feeling are your own, after some rest and pondering, it may be easier to digest and come back to is the best recommendation I can give. As how those creatures work is they like to show you the worst outcomes. And as I'm certain you have already inferred from how you explored within that domain is they can heighten a lot of feelings and warp what you are seeing. And once you are rested, if you would like, I gotta think of what I was gonna say. Wow, I'm not smart. I was going somewhere with that sentence. 1 second. Um, once you are better rested, it may be easier to explain everything. Though your emotions towards each other will not change much as you're clearly feeling them, it may just be easier with everything explained from all parties. She like glances around, um, halting momentarily on Cavret for a moment and um looking around again. She's like, so please, if you would like, I can offer you respite.
That would be great, thank you. I will accept that. If the others would like to as well, then they can.
Oh, we have a choice?
You've always had one, Kian.
And she like kind of like pinches the bridge of her nose, like, I extended the choice to you all.
I'm beginning to really hate that fucking word.
Would you prefer the word option?
Synonyms are no better.
Very well.
Let's bunk for the night.
Yeah, you guys
Yes,
have
please, God. I need
Do
a
we
long
wanna
rest.
do a break now?
Yeah.
I was gonna say, is it break or are we getting close to wrap up?
We can take a quick break, cause I really need to go use the bathroom.
Okay.
Be right back.
Be right back.
I can shift something real quick. I have to find it. 1 second. How do I
Hello.
get into this? Oof.
Nice.
Borf
Okay.
am dog.
While you guys are asleep, obviously, Ken and Owen, you guys do, shifts through the night. Throughout the night, Rendella, sits there kind of meditating, um, and it's a very calming warmth all around you guys. It feels very protective, and even like outside of this ring that she's created around where you guys are sleeping, it's kind of like it looks like kind of like thick bushing has appeared, not like trapping you guys in, but kind of like a barrier of like where you can assume this like power extends to. um and you all of you who do dream and have been tortured by horrible nightmares as of late have experienced for once something incredibly serene, and like for some of you it's, seeing family. For some of you it's just being able to take a peaceful stroll without feeling any sort of um like pressure or anything. So for the first time in a while, you guys get a serene sleep that's not um just filled with your anxieties of the world. And then morning comes. And you all start to
Uh,
Distant storybook.
you all start
I'm during break. I'm sorry. I was
hey
so
guys,
focused on my food.
guys, I feel like Iris has been distant lately.
I know, right?
Quit telling everyone I'm dead.
I can still hear her voice.
Okay.
yeah, you all start to rise.
Um, the next morning when everybody would like come.
Erect.
No.
Wakey, wakey.
The next morning when everybody like is at least near the fire. I don't know if we're all sitting like around the fire like we usually do or whatever, but whenever everybody's like
Rendella is
at
the
least
fire.
not-
She's glowing.
yeah. Whenever Kin and Owen join the group in the morning, she'll wait till they like settle into whatever their settle is right now, before she speaks up, and she goes, because I'm assuming we all feel better this morning, like
Leagues better.
yeah.
Even those of us who didn't sleep.
It still feels like you got actual sleep, despite not doing so, and the best assumption is that it's the goddess sitting next to you.
Why is she
Have they
still
determined
here?
that
She
it is
doesn't even
goddess?
go here.
She doesn't even go there.
It goes to a
Uh,
different school.
I wanted to apologize if yesterday when we were arguing, I made it seem like your choices were less important than mine or not as good. That was not my intention. And I did not mean to make you feel unseen or unheard or not understood. I understood where you were coming from. I was affected by what we were affected by, but I've had to over explain and over apologize for things my entire life, and having people that I care for, that I trust, treat me similarly, like my choices weren't important or were wrong because I made them really upset me, and I took it out in the wrong way.
Kin waits for Owen to give a response.
I
if
was gonna say
any.
Owen's waiting for Kin. Literally, Owen's eyes are gonna slide from Iris to Kin.
That's not fair.
Teehee.
Because you know Kin's.
Oh no, Ken has to make the choice first.
I do feel better today, but honestly, you really don't have to apologize ultimately if I'm being realistic.
I still need to apologize for the way I was, for the words and the way I was going about the argument, even if we were affected, because that's not fair to either of you.
Think.
I-
Go ahead.
I'm not saying, I don't want it to seem like I don't think that I also don't have fault in this, because I do. I'm not holier than thou. And she looks at Owen, and I'm not trying to be.
I suppose it's. Would you still kill me if I asked you to?
I would, if you asked me to, and that was your choice. Sorry. If that's what you truly wanted, I would do it. Just like I would have done that if that's what Cav said he wanted in that place. I would have, if that was what you truly wanted.
I think I just need some time to think. Because I don't want any of us to dissolve away from one another, but you know, we did what we came out here to do mostly, and you are correct. The entity that we were ultimately trying to get rid of left, and for me that may be enough, because I think we just all need to be on the same page in the future before we act.
I can agree on that. And I think that takes more communication than we were allowing or capable of doing in that situation, which will take time and effort if everyone chooses to stay together. I'm sorry, I looked over
Yeah, the
over at
one.
D&D Beyond and I saw the one.
Wait, who
That's
rolled?
right.
I wasn't paying attention.
Vapor.
Right?
I don't exist.
Okay.
I think that may be enough for me for all of us to at least get home, make sure Ace is okay. He looks over at Ace to just make sure he's still around, and then we kind of see what the future holds, because I don't think any of us really want to travel alone for a bit. He looks at Owen, who he knows is probably fully willing to just fuck off at any moment.
Owen's just gonna look between the two of them. What? What do you expect from me here?
Certainly not to play nice.
I just wanted to have a conversation before any of us decide what we're gonna do. Because I think we all deserve that with how much we've all been through. Because like I said yesterday, I'm not gonna make you stay. I'm not gonna make you go. I would like you to stay, just like I would like Ken to stay. But I'm gonna let you make that decision. But I would like to have a conversation about it. I think we all deserve that.
Okay, then converse.
You're a part of that conversation.
You can see Owen is visibly restraining themselves from saying what they want to say.
Please, I know you'll find this ironic coming from me, but I really don't like hiding things. And if you have to verbally berate me, then please, if it makes you feel better. But we should have a conversation before any of us make a decision to stay or go.
Owen looks to Vapor and Alyssa. Just, you two. You're new here. Do you think this group should stay together? Based on what you've seen so far?
I have a question. Is there therapy? It's like a therapist in this. Can I sign up this group for therapy?
It's you. You're the therapist. Ready to go.
Oh my
Oh
god.
god.
Oh, God.
You already got a therapy dog.
And how do you feel about that?
No, shut up, Alex.
I was gonna say,
Alright.
Alex, what's with the voice, buddy? Why are you deepening it? Did you just hit puberty?
He's
I don't
going through
understand.
puberty. It's a change. Like
Yes, how do you guys feel about that?
Alright.
Um,
Vapor, you wanna say the obvious?
I'm gonna be
Vapor's
right
kind
back.
of sitting there. He's just. You guys already have the dysfunctional part of family down.
Oh,
Oh, that's one way of putting it. Yeah, I think you guys are just having a little. All relationships have that rough patch. I don't think you guys should separate just because of it. Just because of one fight.
It's a pretty big fight.
It's like the closer you get, the bigger the fights are.
I think there needs to be a long conversation between you all about what you all are working towards. Because to be completely honest, I think the thing keeping you together is now gone. You all, from what I can tell, were working towards whatever this thing was. What I can tell, you killed it. I'm not saying any of you should leave each other, but I don't know how much any of you care for each other at the moment.
Iris looks offended.
Owen's half smiling and like looking at Vapor, just like, I like this one.
can we keep him?
What if we all took a nice vacation? But like
Beach episode!
vacation.
Beach episode.
Beach
Iris has never been to the beach.
episode!
We had this discussion in Owen and Iris's RP. Though Owen would probably just like fuck off into the ocean and never come back.
Deuces!
Yeah,
Goes to beach, both water people just leave.
Thanks for bringing me home. Bye!
oh my god.
No, you guys are on the wrong coast.
I could still get there.
Doesn't
It's
matter.
fine. I have a swim speed.
Gotta go around the entire country.
Bet!
Oh my
I think at
gosh.
this point she doesn't care.
You know those like have you guys watched Avatar: The Last Airbender?
Yes.
Yeah.
You know Tales with Ba Sing Se?
Uh-huh.
We need an episode like that. We
Yeah.
need like an episode.
But
everyone
specifically the
goes
Uncle
off
I-
on a
Iroh
different-
episode.
I need to mention, I've never seen Avatar.
It's
Fucking
fine.
criminal.
It's really good.
Oh
I do highly
my
recommend it, but
gosh. That's my childhood. That's like what made Yuki. I would not be here without Avatar: The Last Airbender. You need to watch that. It's a great show.
I've been told
Great
this
show.
story.
You would love it. You're gonna be told it again now.
Circling back in.
Yeah, so Vapor would genuinely look at each of them. What reasons do you all have to stay together? Not saying any of you should leave, but what's the goal going forward? Because I still think we need to find whoever brought Ace out from what you all said, or where he belongs, or came from.
Holy shit, I forget about that. Are those mannequin people still around? No, they were disintegrated. Fuck.
no, just us. The
Yeah,
the Vapor and Alyssa
Um,
ones weren't.
but we know what those are. Those are
Yeah.
Caverids.
clone.
Fuck. Never mind.
Everett's still just laying there.
He's seeping
Is he
still.
awake?
His back is to you, so you can't tell.
Fuck, okay. Never mind.
If anything
was gonna
happened
go
to him,
smack
Owen didn't fucking do it.
It turns into
He's-
the
So he's laying there with his brother. He's like clutching his brother to him.
it's the
and, like,
Lae'zel and Shadowheart at night cutscene that you get in Baldur's Gate 3.
he's just holding his brother, just like, I'm gonna stay out of this, and so is he.
Ew, family.
Hand over Alex's mouth. Don't say shit.
Don't have to take the two of them back. We might be able to send those with them. And Vapor points at basically our clones.
Which are
might-
kind of just like T-posing in the back. Video
Amazing.
game T-posing.
Hilarious.
They have no reference to base off of.
Kevra, do the clones still work?
And he like finally lifts his head. He's like, and if given a command, yeah. They hold on, I forgot. I have to do his voice in a very specific way.
I imagined a really dark command you could give them.
No.
Oh my.
Yeah, that was bad. Like, fuck.
Technically, yes, as long as they are given a command to do it, specific actions. However, I do not know how much bodily harm they have sustained, and would need to do a check over of them before giving them another command in case it would destroy them. There's a, and Father would not be happy for me destroying clones.
How many clones does your father have?
And not
Yes.
a lot.
1,672.
I counted.
See, that's Father's thing. I have no idea. But there are backups of each of the staff, apparently.
Gross.
That raises so many more questions.
Eternal torment when?
Does your father also have one of these things attached to him?
I would assume so. Probably not the kitsune exactly, because he is not as bloodthirsty as that creature was. However, he did tell me that every firstborn of the generation or the future head of the Lysander household does have something of a pact like that. I do not know what his is. His has never caused issues, apparently. Because clearly we don't have any issues like this with him. I'm pretty sure his is just some type of beatific cat, considering his how he acts sometimes.
Yeah, because what could be more evil than your father?
Oh, yes, that's
Damn
right.
right.
There is there is quite a bit. There is quite a bit that could be a lot really evil than my father.
Rhetorical
Considering
question, darling.
sorry, my bad. Yes, the answer is yes, he does.
Why does your family make this pact again?
And he like sits there and thinks. And now he like actually sits up. He's like,
Because they're a cult.
yes, because technically the Lysander family is founded by a cult, and it is practices that still remain after from the Pact Magic cult that the Lysander cult was originally. Typically, the creatures do come from. They are typically knowledge-seeking creatures from the bestiary of Yului, and I don't know how it got stuck with what I had, but typically, apparently, they come from that, and they are typically just to enhance the natural seeking of knowledge. Typically, they do not cause this much trouble, I imagine, coming off of the bestiary that I have read.
If you go home, are you going to be safe from this happening again, or is he going to send us this is no longer?
Oh, and I'm killing my father when I get home.
Good. Finally.
Well, Vapa, it
Nice.
looks like
Can I
we
help
have
you with
something
that?
to agree on.
That's the
Oh,
Can
no.
I join
So-
too?
And he's like, oh, the reason I want to kill him is because he threatened my siblings if I didn't make the pact.
Never
Finally.
mind. And Owen sits back down because they were gonna say something.
It's like, oh no, please speak. I very much would like to hear what you had to say.
No, I was gonna say that's the smartest thing you've done, but given your reasoning, never mind. And they just go back to whatever they were doing.
Is it not smart to do such a thing? He is a horrible father, but it is also the fact that he, in his exact words, send my brother and sisters to meet our mother, if I did not make the pact.
Iris's
feel it is
eyelid
very
twitches.
And I feel it is very smart that I do so.
Pop off, King.
And we have one more agreement before you.
I am not a king, actually. I am.
Fine, we're
technically-
total mates.
Darling,
a turn
darling.
of phrase.
Ace goes to bite this guy.
No. She'll pull
I like that phrase. Ace goes to bite this guy. I'm saving
She pulls
that.
him to like sit in her lap.
Here you guys go. King autism.
Can we make one agreement right now that your brother will also have to listen to, and you will have to inform your sisters of? The cult stops.
Oh yes, I very much agree. I have. Thanks, girl. I have a tongue, please.
After what I just witnessed, I'd never want to join that shit.
Are you
Oh,
kidding me?
yes.
I've been saying this for fucking years, and now a male says it, and you're fine with it?
Oh, yes, because fuck you, darling.
Not you!
Oh,
I don't like you still.
the feeling is mutual.
And he like puts his hand over Alex's mouth. He's like, you have been saying it for years, but also up until now, I have not had the means to do so. I now do.
Do you have other families seeking worship or whatever?
Say that again.
Do you have other families seeking worship outside of them? Like his father. Does his father have siblings who would do similar things if they were left alone?
Not that I know of. I believe the Lysander family is specifically within what we have now. My father did not have any siblings, and his father is long dead, I believe. And I
honestly have plans to just try and find my mother's side of the family, which should not be too hard, considering my father's job in finding the. Hold on. Stab all the Lysanders. Considering that my father's job is tracking the lineages of most, if not all, of the royal families and the noble houses, so it should be quite easy to find that knowledge.
I thought Rendella was saying that for a second. I forgot Ace was right in front of me.
Um, I'll say killing him is not going to be easy.
Oh, of course not. He like pushes up his glasses with his like his finger.
You could try to poison him.
Aqua Tofana does wonders.
Hold on, I don't actually. Me, the DM, doesn't know what the fuck Aqua.
Aqua Tofana is a
pet
real poison, yeah.
Yeah, it's like a really bad poison
Untraceable.
that a lot of like I think Victorian women
Yep,
use
to
to
get
kill
away
their
from
abusive husbands.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
History lesson for the class today.
Yay!
Vapor just looks up. I'm also really good at making poison. I kind of have been working in your lab for a while on things.
Just like instead of angry cleaning, it's angry making poisons. Like no, and puts it with the others.
Yeah.
Sorry to interject. So, I know we saved my brother, but is there any possible way to save my arsehole of a father?
No.
No.
Kid.
Any pauses is he's like, Alex, I want you to know this. Father is a bitch, and you may be his favorite, but
Oh, I'm not
Real-
against this plan. Trust me.
Your
I'm not.
father has been like this forever. That's just who
Yes.
he is. It has nothing to do with the pact.
Okay.
It has nothing to do with the pact, and I don't plan on getting rid of his pact. I plan on shoving it back into the bestiary from which it came, and then burning the bestiary. I plan to burn that infernal tome.
Is the goddess still here?
Yeah, she's just kind of like sitting there, like eyes closed, hands crossed in her cross legs.
Like I like that this is the
She's
goddess
just
of
like
basically life,
Earth.
and
She
we're
is.
talking.
She
I know it's
created the Earth.
childbirth. I know it's childbirth, but I like the fact that she's sitting here creating shit, and we're talking about murdering someone.
Yeah, you guys just have Mother Earth sitting there, just like letting you guys experience your emotions. Hopefully, keeping mostly calm.
I'd like to think she's very fascinated by this conversation.
She is incredibly fascinated.
Ants
Part of life.
discussing murder.
It's like
Yeah.
it's like that human beings fascinate me song.
Part of life is entropy and destruction, so.
Mm-hmm.
I think that was in the Jimmy Neutron theme song.
Damn it.
Oh, yeah.
It's like, but
Vapor would look at her. On the other topic we had before murdering his father, do you know where Ace came from?
yes, I do.
Are you able to tell us?
Goodbye.
And she like looks to Ace and she's like, "Would you like to know?"
Ace runs up to her and nods again.
And she like reaches down and pets his head and he's like, the letter you received was indeed from your mother. However, due to the creature's, it should be explained that the creature that attached itself to, and then she like motions to Cavared, is a creature that through great power fell
Great
and
responsibility.
was not gifted
what it was promised with its power, and decided the best way to go about that was to find a way to break in to our god domains, specifically my brother's. And thus, he started seeking the ingredients to be able to break in and, in a way, take over. And through you, young Ace, he sought the hearts of creatures descent from my first, and in turn tried to get to you for your heart. As I said, a beast's heart is one that feels very strongly and is hard to shatter. It is a very powerful type of soul that you have, and he wanted that. He wanted that as an ingredient. And thus, through you, he found your mother, and unfortunately got rid of her, in hopes of breaking you before you came into your powers.
Ace, for like a split second, looks kind of dejected, but then wipes the frown from his face and looks back at Iris and is like, I already have my mother.
Oh my
And,
god, my
and,
heart.
and,
And she just smiles
and,
back at him.
and she smiles. She's like, exactly. So, I don't think it matters where you come from as long as you know where you're going.
I think the thing you said before that was kind of important, though.
What?
The thing about breaking into a god's realm to take its power?
Yes?
It was in Cavard's journal as well.
Say that again? Say that again, Ken.
It was in Cavard's journal as well.
Yes, I imagine the creature tried pushing him into a specific type of research. And Cavro's just like, I don't want to leave this domain. I quite like it here. I like researching the various plants and animals that are around here. They're very cute. I miss Moreau.
I like, if you guys have seen that TikTok audio, it's just like that. We could rule them like gods. Angry gods.
gods.
Like, that's what I think, like, his inner voice was like at that time.
Like the hey, what do you want to eat? A bagel. The souls of the innocent.
No!
A bagel. No, 2 bagels.
No! Yeah, that's kind of exactly what it was.
Damn it. We could just start hunting cults as well if you all would enjoy that.
There's very many cults that you could find and hunt.
Is that a type of
There's
horse?
there's many that there's some that a few of you have even interacted with already.
I think it might be worth starting with Lysander. I'd be game for one more adventure.
Are we turning this into a cult slaying campaign?
I mean, apparently.
Alyssa's gonna crack her knuckles, which I wish was audible on my mic, but You get the point.
And then she falls
Let's
to the
get to
ground because
killing
she
a
cracked
cult.
him too cold.
The knuckle cracking went too hard. Let's go kill a cult.
Chad kind of like glances to all of you. She's like, I can't make this decision for you, but it's a bit appreciated on our end. Just be careful about who you go after and when.
And is this a good enough reason for you to stay for a bit?
I was planning on staying no matter what. This is my family.
Oh, I just watched Ace run up there. So cute.
So, Ken, I think we figured out why you could feed him anything.
Oh, because he's a dog?
Yeah, I would avoid chocolate from now on, though.
You know, I never tried a shoe on my homework.
No.
And like Rendella like kind of like side glances at Kin, like glaring a little bit.
If you fucking kill my creation.
Owen?
I don't know. You say this is your family. I don't know what that is. I thought I had started to understand, and I was wrong. You have your family with Ace. And him. And Owen, like, nods. She can't fucking stand Cavaret even without the thing. I do better on my own.
You and Ken are both part of my family, too. You don't have to feel the same way, but that's how I see it.
The best I can do is say I'll consider it, and we have to get back to the Bastion anyway. Even if I don't stay, that's where my things are.
I understand. And again, I won't make you stay or go.
You couldn't if you wanted
Should
to.
I stay or should I go?
We could always tell Cavaret he has to pay you as a bounty hunter to kill his father.
I don't
And
think
Cavera's like,
there's enough money in this world to make me work for him.
I'll take my 10 gold back.
No.
Jingle, jingle.
What gold are you referring to?
Shut up.
Cavera putting his hand back over his brother's mouth, and he's just like, shut up.
I really
I
wish
only
had
say
that
that.
silence.
Right? I only say that as I'm not trying to force us to stay together. I want it to be something that you want if you do stay. That's what I meant more than anything. I don't want you to leave, but I will not try to stop you if that's what you decide you want to do.
Becca. Okay. We have a 5-day journey back. We should start
Agreed.
All right. And you guys heading off to start your 5-day journey is probably where we'll end for the night.
Sounds good.
Is there anywhere we can get a cart?
Well, there's that town
Are
nearby. We
Ace
can go get one from
full?
there.
Okay.
Well, your
Oh yeah,
cart's
Ace
in
did
the
bring
Shire.
the cart. Yeah, that's right.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's right.
Ace
Yeah.
did bring the cart. Now we
I
have
wanna
extra
know-
horses to add to them too.
Where the fuck those other motherfuckers came from? Kin has pocketed that information that
What
the
other
dad makes
motherfuckers?
clones.
The
The
clones
fucking yeah, like were
us.
those his? Were those something else? Is this guy involved? Assuming so, yeah.
I'm gonna go say goodbye to chat.
Okay, me too.
Same. All right, that's it for this session. I think we're gonna go attack. What the fuck, Keldor? You need to send me a sound item, GIF, and text that you want to appear. I'll set up yours and Becca's at the same fucking time. Just send it to me. Anyway, we're gonna go attack a Muffin, because Muffin's usually my Saturday raid target, because they're usually playing D&D. They're playing Apex tonight, though, so it's fine. This is the... Why is there a hamster on my head? We're leaving. That is... Oh, Blue, we're raiding out! Come with us. Come with us. I hope you enjoy your food. Hi, Apex. Welcome in, welcome in. We're actually getting ready to raid out. Ooh, that's not the one I wanted to click. Hang on. Fuck. Come here. We're gonna go attack a Muffin. Who's playing some Apex? I love you guys. I will be back hopefully Tuesday. We'll see. It's okay, you silly goober. But we'll be back. I love y'all. We'll talk soon. Mwah!